Hi, everyone. Before I begin, I want to say two things. One, a big thanks to the Barron people who put this conference together today. In particular, and you should know that everybody who did this is new to Barron. So it was particularly challenging. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you, Brian, and also Adam. Thank you for everything you did. It's great. To those of you who had a little bit of a glitch at registration, we apologize. It's a new system this year. It worked great for a while, but our sincere apologies to those of you who were affected, so sorry. Okay, Ron asked me if I could talk about the 40-year history of Barron Capital. Now, during the past 40 years, Ron has asked for quite a few things. Usually I get 5 to 10 requests from him every day, which if you do the math, amounts to over 100,000 things that he has asked me to do. 100,000. A little needy, don't you think? Sometimes I choose to ignore his requests, like now. So, rather than walking you through a timeline of Barron events, I decided to share some important lessons we've learned during the past 4 decades. A lot has happened during this time. Recessions, market crashes, wars, a pandemic, crazy elections. But we have also seen 5 really nice bull markets. Immense technological progress, medical advancements, improved access to markets for investors, and a return of over 8,500%. We have learned a lot and have adapted, which has enabled us to celebrate a 40-year anniversary. Since I've been at Barron for 4 decades, I have a unique perspective. And I also asked some of our employees what they've learned. The common denominator behind every lesson is people. People are the core of our business. Consistent with our motto, we invest in people. Our investors, partners, management teams of the companies in which we invest, and most importantly, our employees. Here are 5 of the lessons that we've learned. Lesson number 1, build the right team and cultivate a healthy work culture. When you build the right team, 1 + 1 is greater than 2. We have built a team that is more than the sum of its individuals. And just like the way we construct portfolios, we have built the Barron team 1 person at a time. Finding the right people and training them takes time, but we have learned to be patient and take a long-term view. It is important for us to hire smart, curious, and intelligent individuals with diverse backgrounds and shared values. It is also important that they complement the team that we have built. We believe these fundamentals have helped us achieve success. We always look for more than just good workers. As Jim Barrett, our head of institutional sales, said, doing business in our industry with humanity makes a difference. We also look for personality traits like honesty, empathy, and even humor. And we believe this has helped us assemble an exceptional team. We don't always get it right, but we do always learn. To have the right team, you need the right culture. Teamwork is at the heart of Barron's culture, and teamwork starts with trust. I agree with Allison Bray, our Director of Investor Information, that trust is the most important currency at work, meaning you'll do what you say, you're paying attention, and you care what other people are trying to accomplish. Trust allows our employees to be open-minded and to listen to what others have to say. Creating an environment that encourages exchange of ideas, builds morale and growth, and fosters innovation. Our average retention rate over the past 15 years has been over 90%. Wow. Which attests that we must be doing something right. We have many long-tenured employees, and our core team, our cool team, has been here forever. Lesson number 2, learn to make tough decisions. We strive to provide exceptional investor service and investment results, particularly in our industry. Achieving this requires a delicate balance of opportunity and risk, and often there are some tough choices to be made. During the financial crisis in 2008, our assets had dropped from $23 billion to under $10 billion, and the financial world was collapsing. We had 3 options. A, do nothing and hope for the best. B, cut costs, including laying off employees. Or C, invest in growing our business. Notwithstanding our limited resources, we picked option C. Here's why. If you build the best widget in the world and it sits in your factory, people aren't going to buy it unless it gets marketed and distributed. While everyone in the asset management industry was picking option B, we saw an opportunity to expand our sales effort, a difficult decision that has paid off handsomely. When it comes to making decisions, whether about growing our operations, launching new products, or optimizing our organization, we have learned that it pays to rely on our long-term view and stick to our values. Lesson number 3, time is on the side of long-term thinkers. Achieving challenging goals requires time. Achieving growth also requires time. But time alone is not enough. Patience, discipline, and conviction are also essential as they allow for potential to materialize and the power of compounding to work its magic. Time and compounding sound like simple concepts, yet few asset managers have been able to harness them to their advantage. During times of market volatility, like right now, it becomes difficult to maintain discipline and conviction, which often leads to myopic investment choices like market timing. As our head of trading, David Schneider, says, during such moments, we like to put on our Baron goggles, which help us see through the short-term noise and maintain focus on the long term. We manage our business with a similar view. Long-term perspective, patience, and discipline are at the core of our approach. We believe the power of compounding applies to accumulating knowledge and experience just as strongly as it applies to investment returns. To paraphrase Warren Buffett, you cannot acquire 9 years of experience by hiring 9 first-year associates. This is why we continuously invest in our employees and do our best to help them grow, unlock their potential, and hopefully keep them as Baron employees. As a firm, this has allowed us to accumulate generational knowledge, which we consider one of our strongest competitive advantages. Lesson number 4, building trust is critical. Honesty and transparency earn trust, and trust is fundamental to long-term relationships. We think of our clients and investors as long-term partners, with whom we want to have lasting relationships. This starts with providing clear, timely, and high-quality communications. We spare no resources to deliver what is important to our investors, and we have committed to provide information well beyond what our competitors do, kind of like today. As our head of RIA sales, Frank Majorano, put it, we work in an industry where sometimes you want to hide from the truth, especially in years like this. But as hard as it is, delivering honest truth and communication, both in good and bad times, earns trust, which leads to long-term relationships. Like knowledge, trust takes a long time to build. And like English prime ministers, it can disappear in an instant. We are proud of the reputation we have established, and we do not take it for granted. We are constantly working to prove ourselves as a trustworthy, long-term partner to our clients, our business relationships, and the companies in which we invest. And finally, lesson number 5, lessons from Ron. Having spent 40 years working with Ron, there's a thing or two that I've learned from him. For example, I've learned it is apparently okay to call people at 6 a.m. or 11 p.m. as long as you ask, is this a good time, when they answer the phone. True. Or it's okay to tell the same stories over and over again. Maybe no one paid attention the first 10 times. I've also realized there is a thing or two Ron should have learned, such as, no, nothing happens at the push of a button. And no, the computer did not lose the draft of your shareholder letter. You did, again. And no, you can't always get what you want. On a more serious note, one of the most valuable lessons I've learned from Ron is about the importance of people in a business. It's a simple concept that only people can make a business successful. At Barron, our business is our people. Finding the right people and investing in them, time, resources, emotions, is difficult and takes time. If it were easy, everyone would run successful businesses. But it is the difficult things that add the true value in the long term. And this is why we invest in people. Thank you.